For this workout, the only thing you'll need is a chair and a mat. We're going to do everything with just our body weight. If you'd like to make it a little more challenging, you can definitely hold some kind of weight. You can do a dumbbell or a medicine ball or something like that. But I'm going to do it with just my body weight and focus on my form and my balance. So we're going to start in a seated position on our chair. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sit down and stand up. And when we stand up, we're going to reach to the opposite side, and then we're going to alternate those. What we're doing by implementing those side bends is we're engaging our obliques and we're kind of throwing off our balance, okay? So we're moving our body away from the midline and messing with our balance, okay? So make sure that you feel comfortable doing this. You're in a safe place where you're not going to fall into anything, okay? So here we go. We're going to do this 10 times. We're sitting, starting in a seated position, and we're just going to stand up, reach your arms up and over and back down. And now go to the other side. So your feet are hip distance apart. We're sitting down gently. We're controlling that movement like you're sitting on eggshells. So it's a soft landing. And then we're coming back to center every time. So lean, come back to center. Good job. Everything is done with control and precision, right? We want good form. Let's do 2 more. And 2. Good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do sit to stand, but with a single leg. So turn my body this way so you can see. I'm going to bend one leg and I'm going to straighten the other. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stand up using mainly the leg that's bent, okay? The one that's out in front doesn't do much of the work, okay? So we're using one leg at a time to stand up. Now, this is going to feel really challenging. It's okay if you have to push through your heel on that foot that's extended, okay? Or it's okay if you need to hold on to something to help you stand up. But the goal is to do basically a single leg stand from a seated position, okay? We're going to do 10 on each side. So here we go. Our foot is, our leg is extended. The other leg is bent. And then we're going to stand up and sit back down. Again, we're sitting down with control, nice and soft, working that one leg at a time. And I'm standing up straight. I'm not leaning to one side. Here we go. Last 3. You feel your one leg working really hard and the other leg gets to just be on vacation. Okay, now I'm going to switch sides. So I'll do this from a front position this time. Okay, so now the other leg ready to bend and work. The other leg gets to go on vacation. And here we go. We're standing up. Woo! I almost lost my balance right there. And we're sitting nice and softly. So notice I'm also using my arms to help me balance. But I'm trying to do all the work with my one leg. Good job. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. 1. Good. And 2. Woo. All right. The last thing we're going to do is a chair-supported fire hydrant. So we're going to just hold on to the chair as we're leaning over. and your feet are put, or hands are underneath your shoulders, feet just behind your hips. And then we're going to just bend our one knee to a 90-degree angle. And we're going to open and close that leg. Okay? So here we go. Try not to let the rest of your body move. We're staying really still as we just open up that hip. We're going to do 10. The rest of our body is holding nice and still. Now, if you feel uncomfortable at this angle or this is hard on your wrist, feel free to do this from a countertop or change the angle. Okay, switch sides. I'll turn around here so you can see. So here we go. Got to do the other side. Bend that leg and then open and close without tipping the rest of your body. Focusing on our glute doing the work right here. Pull your belly button to your spine, stabilize that core. Keep your leg at a 90-degree angle. Just open and close. There we go. Last 2. And 2. Okay. Shake it out, shake it out. We're going to do it all over again, starting with the sit to stand with that side reach. Okay, so we're going to start with our feet hip distance apart. And we're sitting slightly forward on our seat. And here we go. Let's stand up, reach, and come back down. Make sure you are coming all the way back to center before you go to sit down again, okay? And then when you lean to the side, we're only leaning sideways. We're not leaning backwards or forwards. So you should feel the stretch down your obliques and the sides of your body. Good job. Last 2. 1 and 2. Good. Now we'll go into our single leg sit to stand. So here we go. Bend one leg, extend the other. Heel goes into the ground, but your knee stays straight. Okay, and we're going to stand up and sit down nice and soft. There we go. We're landing softly. We're pushing through our heel on both feet. But remember, the one that's bent is the one doing the work, and the other one is on vacation. There's 9 and 10. Good. I'll change directions. Switch legs. One leg in, one leg out. Sitting nice and tall. And here we go. Stand up and sit back down. Body stays straight. Landing softly. Try to drive that heel into the ground on the leg that's on vacation. That's what's going to help balance you. But we want the other leg to be doing the heavy lifting. Last 2. And 2. Good work. Now we'll go into the chair supported fire hydrants. So hands on the seat, shoulders are over your wrists. We're in a tabletop position basically. We're going to bend one leg, keeping the body still, open up that knee. Use your glutes. Don't tip your hip, okay? I don't want to see your body like opening up. The hips stay still. The leg just opens up. Belly button faces the ground the whole time. 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. There we go. And bend your knee. Knee stays at 90 degrees. And lift. So these are working our glutes. Keep your belly button pointed to the ground. Breathe. Here's 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Okay, get a drink of water, and then we're going to move on to our next set of exercises. Okay, now we're going to do some balancing on one leg while we're moving other parts of our body. So it might feel a little tricky. You do have the option to hold on to something, or instead of keeping your one foot up the whole time, you can just go tippy toe, and that will help stabilize you. But you want to focus on transferring all your weight to the leg we're standing on, okay? Even if you're just using the other leg as like a kickstand, try not to put like any weight on it, okay? So what we're going to do first is we're just going to balance on one leg, and we're going to tap our shoulders. Okay, so we're reaching across and we're going opposite shoulder to hand, and then we're feeling our body wiggle. Pull your belly button in tight. Grab the ground with your big toe, your pinky, and your heel, and switch legs. Keep it going. You might notice you have better balance on one leg than the other. That's okay. We want to actively tighten our core muscles right here. That's what's going to help stabilize our upper body. It's okay if you feel yourself wiggling. Oh, see, I fell out of it there. And that's okay. We were ready to move on anyways. Okay, now we're going to do some stepping into side lunges. And when I say lunge, I use that term very loosely, okay? I want you to just step and lean and then come back and step and come back. It doesn't have to be a big, deep lunge, okay? So you do whatever's comfortable for your knees and for your body. But the main thing I want you to focus on is that lateral movement and transferring your weight and then pushing back to center, okay? That's one of the elements that's really helpful when you're working on balance things. So here we go. We're starting in the center. And now I'm going to step and then push back. And I'm going to stay on that one side, okay? So step, push back to center. I'm kind of using my arms in opposite to help with my balance. I'm pushing my butt back as I kind of bend my knee and sink into it. But remember, you don't have to sink into it. You can just step and then push back. Last two right here, then we'll switch sides. Good job. Okay, now we'll step in the other direction. Ready and go. So step, come back. We're controlling. Once we come back to center, we're catching ourselves so we don't continue to fall over, right? So step into it, catch yourself, push back to center. That's what I want you to get out of it, okay? Step, transfer that weight, push back to center. Keep your shoulders tall. 2 more. And last one. Good. Now we're going to march. We'll do like high knees, but we're going to tap our knees and kind of rotate our shoulders as we tap them, okay? So your knee's going to come straight up and you're going to tap, and then you're going to do the opposite, okay? So we're going to alternate. It's okay if your knee doesn't come up super high. You could still tap down low, okay? Just get those feet off the ground by driving your knee forward. Here we go. We're going to do 10 on each side. Ready? And let's go. So rotate your shoulders. Tap, tap. I'm squeezing my obliques every time I tap my knee. Twist, squeeze. Here we go. Let's go 9, 9, 10, 10. Excellent work. Now we're going to take it from the top with those balancing shoulder taps. Okay? So we're standing on one foot. It's okay if you need to have a kickstand. Okay? We're going to just tap each shoulder 10 times, and then we're going to switch legs. Ready? And here we go. Challenge yourself. Get that foot off the ground and fight the wiggles. Okay? Use the muscles in your ankle, in your feet, your calves. All those muscles are working right now. We're staying nice and tall, but we're adding movement at the top to kind of throw us off, right? And 10, 10. Switch sides. Ready, and go. This side is always harder for me to balance on for some reason, especially today. Here we go. So what I'm going to do, since it feels harder right now to balance on this leg, I'm going to squeeze my abs tight, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes, and I'm really going to pay attention to my feet on the ground. Here we go. Last ones. Finish here. Woo, made it that time. Okay, time for our side lunges. So shake those legs out. Get ready to step into them. Ready, and let's go. So step, push back to center, and catch your balance. Okay, push. Good. It could be a big step, it could be a little step, whatever feels comfortable for you. But make sure it's a big enough step that you're challenging yourself, okay? Using your arms to help with balance. Last one right here. Let's switch sides. And go. Step. Catch yourself in the center. Right? We're going movement to still. Right? So step out, push to center. Use those legs. Lateral movement is really important. We don't do it very often in our normal everyday activities. So we're going to be moving side to side pretty often in these workouts. Last ones. And good. Nice. Okay, time for those knee taps. Remember, squeeze your obliques as you turn those shoulders and tap. We're focusing on that oblique crunch, okay? 10 on each side. Ready, go. Squeeze. We're still staying tall. Bringing the knees up. Good. Squeeze. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Squeeze your obliques. Last one's right here. Good work. Get a drink. Time for some floor work. Okay, for the floor work, we're going to start in a tabletop position. And we're going to be doing some donkey kicks. So I want you to go hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Your back stays nice and flat. We're going to take our one leg. So I'm going to go left leg first, and I'm going to drive my heel to the sky. Now, when I do this, I don't want my hips to tip and like open up to get there, okay? So make sure that you're not twisting your body. I want your hips to stay in this tabletop position. So only kick your heel or kick your foot up as much as you can without opening up your hips. Okay? So we're going to do 10 on each leg. These are good for your glutes. And I want you to also focus on pulling your belly button to your spine and holding your core nice and tight. Okay, ready? And let's go. So little kicks, just pushing that heel to the sky. Don't let your hips tip. We're going to do 10. And keep even pressure in your hands. Okay, switch sides and go with the other leg. Push that heel straight towards the sky. Don't let your hips tip. Try not to arch your back. Just keep that 90 degree with your knee and push that heel to the sky. Good. Now we're going to go into a plank position. So plank position, you can go from your knees or from your toes. But what I'm going to go from my knees to demonstrate. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our knees off the mat. And same thing, it's like we're doing a little donkey kick, but it's a leg lift, okay? If you're going from your toes, it would look like this. Okay, so you're alternating your legs. We're going to do 8 on each side. So body's nice and flat. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So we're in a plank position, and we're going to kick and come down. Set your knee down gently. So we're just lifting. Again, your body doesn't twist. We're using our core to stabilize, maintaining that good plank position. Last one's right here. Good. Come on down gently. We're going to rotate into a side plank position. I'm going to bend my bottom knee to about 90 degrees. I'm going to extend the top leg. My elbow is underneath my shoulder. Okay, make sure you're not way out here like this. Your shoulder, or if your elbow's way far away from your shoulder, that's a bad position for your shoulder, okay? We want to create stability, and so that means elbow underneath your shoulder. Now, you're going to just lift your hip and bring it back down to the ground, okay? If you need to use this other hand to help you a little bit, you can totally do that too, okay? So you're going to push through your knee and your elbow, and then use your glutes and your obliques to lift your hip. We're going to do this 8 times, okay? Make sure you keep your body sideways. We want to stay in this side plank position the whole time, okay? So ready, and lift and come down. Land nice and soft. Up and down. Push and lower. We're landing on eggshells. Control the landing. Push and down. Up, down. Let's go 2 more. And up and down. Good. Now, switch sides. So rotate your body or just flip over. But I'm going to turn so that I'm still facing you. Okay, get yourself set up. Elbow underneath your shoulder. Bend your bottom knee to a 90-degree angle. Extend the top leg. Hand can be in front to help or on your hip. We're going to do 8 more. Ready? And push through that knee, lift your hips, and lower back down. For some reason, this side feels way easier. Good. So land softly, right? Control everything with control. We're staying sideways. Make sure you're not rolling forward or rolling back. 2 more. Good. Now from here, rotate onto your back. Bend those knees, feet about hip distance apart. And we're going to go flat on your back. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift our hips. We're going to march, and lower them back down. Okay? Now I want you to focus on when we're lowering our hips and right here laying on the mat, I want you to tuck your tailbone and push your lower back into the mat. Okay? Now from there, lift and hold that position for your march and then come back down with control. Okay, we're going to do this 10 times. Ready and go. Lift, march, march. There you go. Reset every time. Once you come down, reset, press your back into the mat before you press up again and march, okay? We're pushing through our heels. Now it's okay if this march feels really challenging. You can just do the glute bridge. Lift and lower. We're working our hamstrings and our glutes. And then we're adjusting our lower spine and pelvic position each time. Good job. Make sure you're pressing through those heels on the floor. And we're almost there. Good job. And last one right here. Good. Now to get up, you can either roll to your side and go back into a tabletop position, which I recommend because that's better for your back. You can also grab your knee and rock up. But now we're going back into our donkey kicks. So let's go back to this tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. And we're going to just kick that heel to the sky without tipping our hips. Belly button faces the floor. Feel your glutes squeezing as that heel drives towards the sky. We're doing 10 and 10 and switch legs. Here we go. And kick. Don't let your body tip. Keep your knee at a 90-degree angle. Heel presses towards the sky. We're only going as high as we can without losing that good position for our tabletop. And there's 10. Good. Now we're coming down into our plank position. So, from your knees, so we're in a plank position, and we're going to just lift those legs. We're alternating leg lifts, maintaining a good plank. Now, if this isn't happening for you, that's okay. Just hold the plank. Or if you get tired, just hold the plank. Lift, but we're working our glutes and our stabilizing muscles of our core by taking one point of contact away. Last two right here. 1 and 2. Come on down. Okay. Time for those side plank hip dips. So we're on our side, elbow underneath your shoulder. Bend your knees to 90-degree angles. Then straighten out that top leg. And we're going to press our hip to the sky, staying sideways 8 times, okay? Ready, and let's go. Up and down with control. Pushing through your knee, your glute, and your shoulder. Coming up and down. Stay sideways, okay? We want to focus on using our glutes and our obliques. Good job. Last one right here. And switch sides. Okay. And we're going to get into that same position we were just in. Elbow underneath your shoulder. Bottom knee bent. Top leg extended. We're on our side. And here we go. Press up and down. We're always controlling the motion and landing softly. We don't want to plop down, okay? Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Last two. And I think that's pretty good. Last time through our glute bridge march. So feet start out hip distance apart. And then we're gonna push our lower back into the ground and lift. March 1, 2. And back down. Here we go. We're doing this 10 times. Landing with control. Push through your heels. Trying to keep your hips level as you lift. Drive the knee. Make sure we're just working from the hip to drive the knee, not just like kicking our leg, okay? Push that lower back into the mat every time you come back down. Good job. Keep going. We're almost there. Drive the knee, pushing through those heels, feeling your hamstrings holding your body up. Lift, lift. Remember, if this is not working for you, just do the glute bridge up and down. You can leave the march out of it. Here we go, last two. And two. Good. You made it. All done.